Oh, here it is. Now we're going. Wonderful. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is great to see you. Even I'm no, I'm going to light the candles here. Can you please? Sorry, we're back. And my kids are so excited because tonight, of course, is Hanukkah, and now they took my lighter, so we may not be lighting the candles right away. I know. With Hanukkah, there are just so many candles, and if you like to light candles, it's a wonderful thing. But it's great to be back. I'm sorry we're not in person, but as you know, there's some exciting changes that are happening at the temple, and we are looking forward to all the changes when we come back. But in the meantime, we're going to help to bring our warmth again to our virtual community, and we'll begin with a Hanukkah favorite.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Maoz Tzur Yeshuati L'chana L'shabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati V'sham Toda Nizabeach L'tachin Matbeach Mitzar Hamnabeach Azegmor Beshir Mizmor Chanukat HaMizbeach, Azegmor Beshir Mizmor, Chanukat HaMizbeach. Rock of ages, let our song praise your saving power. You amid the raging foes were our sheltering tower. Furious they assailed us, but your arm availed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us, and your word broke their sword when our own strength failed us. As we welcome in together this Shabbat and this sixth night of Hanukkah, may us also welcome in love and think about surrounding ourselves in that warmth. Ooh, yadadai, 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 yadai. Ooh, yadadai, 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 Olam Chesed, Olam Chesed Yibaneh, yadadai, 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 I will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. And you must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, yadadai. And if we build this world from love, yadadai, 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 then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, 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 let's ooh, ooh, yadadai, 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 ooh, We continue with our blessings over our Chanukiah, which will be led by Rabbi Bodney Hallis.
Got it. I just need to turn off my virtual background so you can see them. Okay. And I have my lighter back. Please join with me. Or Courtney, are you going to be singing? Or should I? Want me to? Or what was the, okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Chanukah. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nisim lavoteinu, Bayaminim Bahem Bazman Hazeh.
And if you haven't had enough of lighting candles, we will now also light our Shabbat candles. Please join with me if you are able. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
We live in a very busy world, but we put aside one day every week for rest. That day is Shabbat. Shabbat is the time that we come together to be with ourselves, our families, our friends, and with God. Let my prayer be to learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. God, we thank you for our special holy day. We thank you for helping us make our lives holy through this celebration of Shabbat. We rise physically or spiritually for the Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach leolam vaed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto leolam vaed. You may be seated if you were standing. We continue together with the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lecha בלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We continue together with Miriam's song. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique variety. The tapestry she wove was one which sang our history. With every strand and every thread she crafted her delight. All woman touched with spirit, she dances toward the light. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. When Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea, the wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. She raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're going to dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nor teilot osefele Adonai imloch leolam vaed. Adonai imloch leolam vaed. V'ne'amar hifada Adonai et Yaakov ugolo miyad chazach mimenu. Baruch ata Adonai Ga'al Yisrael. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat has arrived in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night, and eternity utters a day, and eternity utters a day. Yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai. Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol V'Zocher Chesed Avot v'Imot U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem Le'man Shemo Be'ahava Melech Hoseh U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham V'Zrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai V'Chayei HaKol Atah Rav Le'Hoshia Morida Shiva Ruach Morida Gashem Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechayei HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Bichamocha Ba'al Givurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechayei Umatzmiach Yeshua B'nei Amanat L'chayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechayei HaKol Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kadoshim b'chol yom Halalu Chasela Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. You may be seated if you were standing.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one whose mercies never end, O compassionate one whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope in you. We thank you for the miracles, for the redemption, for the mighty deeds and saving acts brought about by you, and for the wars which you waged for our ancestors in the days of old at this season. In the days of the Hasmoneans, Mattathias ben Yochanan, the high priest, and his children, when the evil government of Greece rose up against your people Israel to make them forget your Torah and to make them leave the laws of your will, in your great mercy, you rose up with them in their time of trouble and fought in their fight, judged their cause just. You delivered the mighty into the hands of the weak, the many into the hands of the few, the unclean into the hands of the pure, the evil into the hands of the righteous, God bless you, and the arrogant into the hands of those who engage in your Torah. For you made a great and holy name in your world, and for your people Israel, you brought about the great triumph and redemption on that very day. And when your children came to the Holy of Holies and emptied your temple and purified your holy place and lit candles in your holy courts and established these 8 days of Hanukkah, grateful to acknowledge and to praise your great name. For all these things, O Sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha, ulecha na'eh lehodot. Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are the sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We now take a moment for our own private prayers and reflection.
Iu ratzon imrefi ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri Adonai Tzuri Vegoali
The story is told, and this is a story that I have told before, but it's one that is my favorite. And as it is probably lots of time that's gone by since I've shared it, and because it is so appropriate for this holiday when we talk about light, I wanted to share it with you again. In a mountain village in Europe many centuries ago, there was a nobleman who was concerned about the legacy he would leave to the people of his town. The man spent a great deal of time contemplating his dilemma and at last decided to build a synagogue. In the course of his planning, he decided that no one would see the plans for the building until it was finished. The construction took quite a long time, much longer than he anticipated. I'm sure we can all relate to that. But at long last, the project was completed. The townspeople were excited and curious about what they would find upon entering their new synagogue. When the people came for the first time, they marveled at the synagogue's magnificence. No one could ever remember so beautiful a synagogue anywhere in the world. Then, noticing a seemingly obvious flaw in the design, one of the townspeople asked, "Where are the lamps? What will provide the lighting?" The proud nobleman pointed to brackets, which were strategically placed all along the walls throughout the synagogue. He then gave each family a lamp, as he explained, "Whenever you come to the synagogue, I want you to bring your lamp and light it. But each time that you are not here," he said, "a part of the synagogue will be dark. This lamp will remind you that whenever you are absent, some part of God's house will be dark. Your community is relying on you for light." We come this day to be together, and we think ahead to the rest of our time in Hanukkah, the rest of this winter, as it will be darker, and we think of the light that we ourselves must bring, especially on Hanukkah. And as we think ahead to coming back into our building in just a couple months, starting again in February, that we will again see some more beautifications of our building. But the most important thing is not that it has this beauty that we have put into it over the coming few months, but rather the beauty is you, and you are the light, and we need you. And we hope that with everything going on in the pandemic, it is safe, but we would love to see you and to have you bring the warmth and the light that you do so much that helps to create our sacred community, which is the heart of our synagogue. Shabbat Shalom and happy Hanukkah.
And as we think of light and the light that we can bring to the world, we think of light that we can bring through healing to darkness of the soul, of the spirit, of the body. As a congregation, we pray especially this Shabbat for Ralph Schwartz, Jim Locke, Jeff Froelich, Dick Levinson, Liba Bat Shandal Masha, Matthew Smith, Sean Frost, Mitchell Quint, Gary Pacernick, Cicely Nathan, Gershon Reuven Ben Esther, Linda Dean Harris, Rivka Bat Avraham Visara, William Rossi, Rosalind Moss, Pat Bloom, Jerry McDonald, Richard Lieberman, Marty Sacker, Bob Kahn, and Deborah Seidel. And I invite you to add in your homes any other names that we ought pray for as we sing together with the words on the screen in front of you.
Mishbeirach avotenu v'kora habracha v'yotenu help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misher beirach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Ask those of you who are able to please rise physically or spiritually as we join together for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה לארצי בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. You may be seated.
Our thoughts turn to our loved ones whom death has taken from us in recent days. As a congregation, we are in a period of Shloshim for Gert Khan. And we think of those who died at this season in years past with the yahrzeits of Mildred K. Altschul, Jean Bachrach, Rita Bigley, Diane Bell, Sandra Breacher, Faye Fleece Cantor, Lozier Kaplan, Samuel Cohn, Thelma Donnenfeld, Rosalie Eisenberger, Mardell Friedberg, Harry Gershaw, Dorothy Harlan, Gerald Cantor, Howard Kastner, Corinne Kusserm, Martin Lazar, Esther M. Liebensberger, Howard Lubo, Harold Prigozhin, Esther R. Ross, Rosa Shondell, Sue J. Silverman, Jacob L. Simon, Arthur Torn, Max Weiner, Jamie Jo Weprin, and Esther Zissin. There are other names that ought to be added or pronounced more correctly. I invite you to share them with us. Invite
Jim
those
Geyer.
in. Say that again.
Jim Geyer.
Thank you. I invite those in mourning or remembering to rise first as you are able. As we join them standing as one community and together recite the words of Mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal Vid Kadash Shemei Rabbah V'alma Divrach Hirute V'amlich Malchute V'chayechon U'vyom Mechon Uv'chaye Dechol Beit Yisrael V'agala V'zman Kariv V'imru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mivarach Le'olam U'lalmei Almaya Yit Barach V'yish Tabach V'yit Pa'ar V'yit Romam V'yit Naseh V'yit Hadar V'yit Ale V'yit Halal Shemei Dekudesha Barichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbechata V'nechemata Da'amiran B'alma V'imru Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chayim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom B'mrumav hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, that their memory should always and only be for a blessing. We thank you, O God, for our family and for what we mean and bring to one another. We are grateful for the bonds of loyalty and affection which sustain us and for the capacity to love and to care. Bless our family, our congregation, our country, and our people with health, happiness, and contentment. Above all, grant us the wisdom to build a joyous and peaceful home in which your spirit will always abide, and let us say, Amen.
I invite those of you who have your Kiddush wine to join me in the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchelanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh, zechel etziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'achata, v'yotanu kirashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodshecha, be'ava uvratzon, inchalatanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadosh haShabbat l'chaim. Oh my goodness, that's a fantastic challah. We'll say our blessing over the bread. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tehavon and sivivon.
Chag Urim Sameach, Happy Hanukkah, Shabbat Shalom. And I wish I could say that I actually made that challah, but I did not. I just stole the picture. But if anyone knows how to make a challah like that and would like to teach me, I would love to have us do a class on that and teach us all. That'd be awesome.
I'm trying to decide if it's actually braided or just like balls of dough put together.
I wasn't sure. You think, I see Alice is nodding. She thinks they're just balls of dough put together. Okay.
More grid-like, not on an angle, is what's leading me to think they are.
Well, then I think I can.
Which is still impressive.
I wonder if they're just woven over more like a basket weave instead of a braid.
Oh.
I don't know how to do basket weave. So I think, Melanie, you and I will have to have a date. Okay. I like to have a date instead, I think.
You get some baby time if we have a date.
Exactly.
It does come with a cute baby.
It's true. Oh, it is so wonderful to see everybody.
And happy birthday.
Yes.
Rabbi Bonnie Hollis's birthday today.
Don't let it